Whether you're having a not moving off the couch while you watch the game kind of day, or a no time between conference calls kind of day, it can still be a delicious Dunkin' kind of day. And with Dunkin' now available on DoorDash, it's easier than ever to get your faves brought right to your door. So if you're looking for coffees, donuts, and breakfast sandwiches in the morning, craving some afternoon snack and bacon, or in need of Dunkin' refreshers for a PM pick-me-up, we've got you covered. Order now and get your faves brought to your door through Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Price and participation may vary. Exclusions apply. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hike the trail? Check. Order takeout? Check. Schedule heart checkup? Done. We've all adapted to a new way of living. Keep your healthcare on schedule with Johns Hopkins Medicine, where your health and safety are our highest priorities. We're ready to care for you through virtual and in-person visits across Maryland and the greater Washington region. Your health, our experts, safely caring for you. Schedule your care now. Learn more at hopkinsmedicine.org/safe.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Grammarly Premium. Get a 1-month free trial of Grammarly Premium. Click on the links in the podcast description. I'm using Grammarly Premium and it is fantastic when I need to proofread my documents or send any emails and write effective documentation. Also, thank you to vidIQ for sponsoring today's show. vidIQ is a great SEO tool for YouTube. If you want to get those views and those subscribers and one day be monetized on YouTube, visit the link in the description to get a free trial of vidIQ. Also, thank you to Amazon Music Unlimited for sponsoring today's show. All you need to do is visit my website to find out more. Welcome to the Stephen Shiels radio show. I've got T.Lopea back on. Happy New Year, T.
Happy New Year, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. What are you working on now for 2000?
Well, I'm still finishing up this EP/album that I've been doing for a little while. And then I'm going to try to go straight into EP number 2 and put that out this year as well. What have you been up to?
Yeah, me, I've been podcasting as well. Been loving it.
Beautiful.
What else have I been doing? I've working on another album for this year.
Nice one.
And, working the social media, building the following up. That's very hard. And just enjoying entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the process of doing it?
Yeah, I love it.
Nice one.
Gets me up on a Monday morning. I look forward to Monday.
Nice one. Yeah, I feel similar about social media. It's kind of a necessary evil, I guess. I don't really enjoy it, but you got to do it.
Especially if you don't have a marketing person, that's the hardest.
Yeah, that is hard. I think that's like, at least for me, that's like a long-term goal, is to kind of find someone who can do all that so I don't have to engage in it, because it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And with music-wise, what are you doing? Performance? Are you gigging, or what's work like for you?
I haven't been doing any gigs, but that's the goal this month. This is February. So I'm going to start doing some busking and then start booking some gigs and just even do like acoustic gigs and things like that. And then kind of further into the year, do more kind of full live band stuff and just keep working on that. Yeah, that's the goal for this year, is just get good at playing live. What about you?
Yeah, wanting to grow the podcast. Hopefully getting some actors on from
actors. Oh, right.
Amazon Prime. Some
nice one.
Maybe in the future get some famous people that I admire a lot. Really,
I love it. I see how hard you've been working, man. I think it's great. You're putting out so much content, and
it's just hard to get the followers with the whole algorithm. Are you struggling with that too, building your Facebook page and the Instagram?
Yeah, I think that this year I know that this year I'm going to spend a lot less time on Facebook and Instagram, and kind of invest more time into, say, YouTube and like the streaming services, and maybe even TikTok as well, because I think that Facebook and Instagram, they've kind of gone so far down into the territory of ads and generating profit that the natural engagement has really dropped off, and it's not worth it if that's what you're trying to use the platform for, is to kind of get your music or content out there. I just don't think it's obviously like it's good to have it on there still, but I don't think it's the place to go for natural engagement. I do think it's the place to go if you want to do paid social media advertising, like Instagram and Facebook are probably good in that sense. But as far as organic reach, yeah, I just feel done with it. But I think that YouTube and TikTok is still really good for that. So I'm going to try to put all my time and energy into that.
The hardest thing with YouTube is getting the subscribers and the watch time. Now, my channel's in, say, 1 year's got 54 subscribers that I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, I think that's great. Honestly, like that's a pretty good amount for a year. And if you look at anyone that's done it long enough and has been successful, like they all start out really similar. You know, it's the hardest part is like those first few years doing it, and then like you see some people who post up their kind of like the graphs of what their subscriber count looks like or has been like, and it does start out like that. It's like the first year is like 50 subscribers, the second year is 100 subscribers, and then if you keep doing the same content and keep working at like whatever it is that you do, all of a sudden the algorithms kind of figured it out and can start pushing it out to the right people. Because that's essentially what it is. It's just giving these algorithms enough data and enough consistent data, as in like doing enough of the same thing. Like say, if you were to suddenly change up what you're doing and be like, oh, I'm going to stop doing the podcast, I'm going to start doing a cooking show, then it would be like, in a sense, like starting all over again for you, you know, like in terms of the algorithm. So so just doing it consistently and getting enough data into these algorithms that they can find, that they can understand what you're doing, and then find people that will engage with it. Because like ultimately these algorithms have like two goals, and that is to keep for the end user that's like consuming the content, the goal is to keep them on the platform for as long as possible. And then the other goal is to find the right content that does that. Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's 100% right what you're saying. But you know what I love about podcasting is I can talk a lot of other topics beside music all the time, because I get bored if I'm just talking music. Whereas YouTube, I have to keep it to music, and I think my Facebook and Instagram as well. But podcasting's fun.
Yeah, I love what you're doing. It's great, and I love coming on here and doing it with you.
So what do you do now? Are you what are you doing with as T.Lopea? What are you working on today?
Well, today, for example, I need to do some final recordings for electric guitar and acoustic guitar. So I'd been in the studio last week and the week before mixing the EP, and there was just a few little parts that weren't working. And there was also one of the guitars, this guy, which I really love. It's a lend from one of my friends. The intonation had gone out on it, and it was audible in some of the tracks that the tuning didn't quite sound right. Like even, you know what I mean? Like as much as you try to tune the guitar, it's not an issue of that. It's more like the wood has warped with the weather, because, you know, the heat's coming around, the wood starts moving. And so I had to take that to get set up again from this great dude in Kingsgrove called Eamon Smith. Name drop, go check him out. He's on Instagram, and everybody loves Eamon. Yeah, and he does great setups and good price, and he's just a cool dude. So yeah, I just went and got the guitar set up on the weekend, and then I'm gonna re-record some of the parts of that today. And yeah, there's just so many. I think I'm sure you're the same, but when you do everything yourself and like cover every like aspect of the project, like there's so many little things that you need to do all the time, like whether it's creating images or video content or just like handling random aspects of the business side of things. And a lot of people say, I just thought of this recently, and it's probably not that original, but like everyone says, do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But I think it's more like do something you love and you'll never really stop working. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
You're always kind of doing something, and you do love it, but you're like always thinking of something or doing something. And I love it. Yeah.
So, as T.Lopea, do you have to work? Do you have a job, or have you started working on your dream full time?
No, I do have a job. So at the moment, I do kind of hospitality, like hotel industry work, which is really good and has kept me going for a long time and like put me through university and, helped me to buy all the gear that I currently have. And I'm really grateful for that. And it's not what I want to do long term, but at least for most of this year, I can see myself still doing that to kind of just pay off some stuff and get ahead. And yeah, it's good work, like it's a lot of just working with people. And I don't know, like I'm a pretty introverted person, and that job requires a lot of extroversion, and so it's tiring for me, I find. I don't know if you like that, but like when I spend a lot of time like talking to people, it just like exhausts me. But I do love it. It's just I can't do it all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm building my company, Shiels Productions, full time. I'm going to TAFE this
Nice,
year, do a
man.
Certificate 3 in Business Administration.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if you were doing this full time now, because it seems like you're putting like a lot of like full time effort and like ideas into it.
I work my business part time, say a minimum 20-hour a week because of medical. But
Oh, nice.
it's just better for me to work part time as an entrepreneur. However, it doesn't always work out, because if I've got to do an interview at 3 or 6 in the morning one day, I will do it and get up for the podcast.
Yeah.
But that's what I love
Just
about
do
it.
it. It's good.
And as far as what else are you doing besides music, dude?
Oh man, not a whole lot else at the moment. It's kind of, I'm not going to say it's a pretty boring life, but it's just back and forth at the moment between like doing the music stuff and then like making the money to do the music stuff. And this is the year I'm really hoping to kind of break that cycle and be able to create a return on the music stuff, even just a little bit, like to just get by on and just be able to just do it full time. And then I would love to have time to like do more reading, and like I used to do a lot of hiking and I really miss that. And yeah, to try to go, like try to keep my fitness up and like go to the gym a few times a week, which is always really good. And yeah, what about yourself, Ben? Like, what do you do in your downtime?
Yeah, I'm doing yoga at the moment.
Nice.
I get up every morning. I do my meditation. Watching Amazon Prime is pretty much my downtime. Pretty much.
What have you been watching?
I've been watching a few movies. I'll tell you now. I watched a movie called Convict. I watched a movie called Hustlers with Jennifer Lopez. Transformers. What else? Jumanji's on there as well.
Oh.
South Park. Rambo with Sylvester Stallone.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's good stuff, dude. You know, Hobbs and Shaw with Dwayne Johnson.
What's that about?
I just like the Fast and the Furious.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but no Vin Diesel in it. Checked out Bloodshot by Vin Diesel. So those are the stuff that I'm watching, man, and got Audible as well.
Nice one.
Educating myself.
How do you find audiobooks compared to physical books?
Better.
Do you find get the same effects from it, or like?
Yeah.
Well,
I've actually found online learning. I can't do it, man. I have to do it audio.
that's fair.
Tune out, dude, because this whole online learning, I can't. No, I can't even read books digitally. I just no.
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel the same, and I've been thinking about getting into audiobooks, but at the moment I just have heaps of physical ones. When you say online learning, do you mean like doing, say, Zoom calls and things like this?
Yeah, webinars and
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. I don't think it's worth the money, really. Like, I wouldn't want to be doing uni last year or this year. Like, it depends on the course and the university, but I feel it's not worth the money you pay. You pay so much money to go to university.
yeah, I would have taken a year off last year.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Have you finished your degree?
Yeah, I finished in, oh no, it's a long time ago now. It's I graduated in 2019. Yeah. Feels like such a long time ago.
Well, TAFE's gone back to on campus anyway, which is good. Hopefully it stays that way, because just learning from a computer at home is just not the same.
Most definitely. What have you been learning at the moment?
I've been learning about Celtic history, medieval history on Audible. Got to listen to it all over again.
That's awesome. Is that your family lineage, the Celtics?
No. It's from the Great Courses Plus. Yeah, some stuff by Dr. Phil, Robert Kiyosaki, Napoleon Hill as well. That's what I'm just quoting from Audible. What about yourself?
I really want to read a few fiction books. One of them is The Alchemist from Paulo Coelho, something like that. He's Brazilian, but it's a famous fictional book about just like going on a journey, and I'm sure it has some great relation to all of our lives. And there's a few books I've got lined up, but yeah, all just paperbacks that I bought a long time ago and haven't had the time to get around to. But this is going to be the year, I reckon, that I'm going to get back into reading and really just make that a full-time hobby.
No, that's good, dude.
What interested you in doing the medieval history and the Celtics?
No, I just like history. Always like to keep learning beside music.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating. I'm not a historian, but when me and David Lewis was on the podcast, we talk a bit about history as well.
I saw that with David Lewis. That was really cool to see him, because he was
I had
such
Tim
a great
Brewer
teacher.
on as well. That was a great episode. And I'm enjoying it. You know.
Nice.
It's always good to talk other things.
Yeah.
You know.
Get everyone's different perspectives.
I like your posters in the background, dude.
Thank you.
What are they?
I've got the Smiths.
Yeah.
And the album is, I think the album's called Me Is Murder. I have to double check that. A lot of them are ones I got when I was like 16 or 17, and they just kind of remain there, but they're all about to go soon. I got, the Smiths, Me Is Murder. There's the Strokes one back there, and Arctic Monkeys. And then there's one up there. It's all the different albums. And Yeah, you used to have a Daft Punk one as well. Great.
So when you're writing your albums, are you working from home or you hiring a studio? Are you?
Well, I'm doing the writing and recording at home. I've got like a decent setup to do that, and then I take it into the studio in Marrickville and get it professionally mixed with this guy Daniel Tolley, who's a legend, and he does like a lot of the mixing, and I've done mastering with him in the past as well, and he's just great all around audio and really helps. Like he also did a lot of the production as well. Like I come with a lot of ideas about how I want it to sound in the mix. But Daniel always has amazing ideas, and in truth, like is really like a producer on all this stuff as well. And sometimes he just has great ideas about just little things about arrangement, or just like cutting parts, or like moving a part to another section of the song, and just little like tiny things that just help the song so much. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
mostly at home.
I was watching a show on Amazon Prime last night with Metallica on the Black Album.
Oh yeah.
They worked on that for it was like 1 year they worked on that.
Yeah.
One whole year to make an album. They're always just changing things up, adding things into the mix. Like some of the orchestral stuff from Michael Kamen is so low in the mix you can't hear it.
You think that you can't like hear it, but can you feel it? Do you think?
Yeah, you can feel it. Like the Unforgiven intro with the acoustic guitar, and then play like I don't know, it's like a chord progression. You can't hear that when James Hetfield's playing it. As he starts.
I find it so interesting. No, I think I know what you mean, and I agree with you. I think this is something that I'm learning now. Is like I do music more. Is that really takes time to. If you want to do something like really like properly into it, right? It really does take a lot of time. I think 1 year is actually like a pretty, not short, but like it's a pretty decent amount of time. I was there are a few good albums, or a few great albums that I was listening to recently that I was reading about, and one of them was Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, and it took them 3 years to make that. 3 years, like for song, like just tiny revisions, and but then you get songs out of that like Isn't She Lovely and Sir Duke and I Wish, and I really, I start to wonder if like that amount of time is really what's needed for like the amazing songs in the world. Because it is all those little things, You're right.
Shut the window. Just got someone mowing the lawn. Yeah, so what, 3 years to make an album?
Yeah, 3 years for Songs in the Key of Life, and then another one was Gotcha by Steely Dan. That was about 3 years as well. They had like a lot of personal problems. Like because life, when you're doing these things, like life still has to go on, and you have to try to live your life a little bit. So that's there's always setbacks. Another one was Daft Punk and it's called Random Access Memories. That was another one that was 3 years. So I think they did 1 year of tracking professional musicians, and like talking like some of the best professional session players in the world. They were just doing that in LA for about a year, and then they spent like maybe another year just like picking the best takes and putting the tracks together. And they ended up, I think one of the last things they did was getting the features on that album. If you know it, I'm sure you know the song Get Lucky with Pharrell Williams was the big hit from that album. But bringing in people like Pharrell Williams, that was one of the last things they did, um, which I find so interesting because it's like the vocal is one of the biggest things that makes the song. But they had, I don't know, it's such a rabbit hole trying to think about it. But yeah, I found that so interesting. Like it took them such a long time, and it was so much just meticulous little changes, and that's what makes it great. Or sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes making something that's like really just quick and like just comes out of you is like also really great. I don't know. I think it's really, I really think it's one way or the other.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at just doing and just being more like in the flow of things, and there's no right way of doing it. What about like what do you find when you're working on your music? Is it like a careful, meticulous process, or do you feel it very quickly and you just know like you have a sense of where it needs to go?
Yeah, I have a sense of where it needs to go.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Not
Well,
so
I think that
I mean, I do have tracks that I have stuffed up, and then they go in what's that
a
pile?
different direction. Oh, they're like draft file.
Yeah, that don't make the album, which is fine. And if I've
Yeah,
inspiration, I can take something out of it.
I love that. It's all yeah. As someone once put it, it's all compost. Like even the bad stuff that you write is like manure for good stuff or something like that.
Mm. But yeah, you look at
Whether you're having a not moving off the couch while you watch the game kind of day, or a no time between conference calls kind of day, it can still be a delicious Dunkin' kind of day. And with Dunkin' now available on DoorDash, it's easier than ever to get your faves brought right to your door. So if you're looking for coffees, donuts, and breakfast sandwiches in the morning, craving some afternoon snack and bacon, or in need of Dunkin' refreshers for a PM pick-me-up, we've got you covered. Order now and get your faves brought to your door through Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Price and participation may vary. Exclusions apply. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hike the trail? Check. Order takeout? Check. Schedule heart checkup? Done. We've all adapted to a new way of living. Keep your healthcare on schedule with Johns Hopkins Medicine, where your health and safety are our highest priorities. We're ready to care for you through virtual and in-person visits across Maryland and the greater Washington region. Your health, our experts, safely caring for you. Schedule your care now. Learn more at hopkinsmedicine.org/safe.
Metallica's Injustice for All album, there was no bass in the mix. You couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
And they turned the snare drum up so loud. It
What year was that released?
was in the 80s, dude.
Yeah, I always wonder about I feel like the 80s and like even the late 70s, 80s, and 90s, there was a lot of change in the listening medium. So like, just the way that people were consuming the music, and I really think it affected the way that people mix things a lot. Like say if in the early 80s, that's when like I guess like what CDs and Walkmans are like starting to come about. Like you definitely have to mix differently to what you would do for vinyl. And then digital comes around and you have to do it all differently again. So yeah, I always wonder if like, we look back and we think like yourself, like you say, the bass is in the mix or the snare's too loud. Like, is that just because we're listening on digital, or like, I wonder how that would have sounded when it came out, like on the listening format that was popular at the time. It's so hard to get that perspective,
Exactly, and yeah, it's, I suppose things have changed a lot too.
Yeah.
It was cassette tapes.
Yeah. That's probably, yeah, that would be the biggest thing, is the transition from cassettes to CD to digital. And like, yeah, I'm sure that it would affect how you make music and how you mix it, and even the mastering especially. I'm sure that's something we studied at uni, but I can't fully remember that well. But I'm sure there was something about that.
You know. But besides music, you playing video games? What do you do?
I used to love playing video games. Like I was such a gamer, and kind of gave that up. Like not fully, but I gave it up a lot of it. And like yeah, it was definitely like a period where I didn't play for like 6 months to a year, and on and off like that. Like in the last 6 months, I haven't really played. But every now and then, I might reinstall like a game and just catch up with some friends on it, like kind of social thing. Because it's especially with COVID, it was really good to do that socially. I was playing after I finished up some of the studio time last week. I just needed a day or two off, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" I reinstalled the game Portal 2, if you know it, and
No, I haven't heard of it.
check it out. I love it. It's like you've probably seen it, but it's like it's a puzzle-based game, and it's a lot of like problem solving. But the trick to it is that like you have a device called a portal gun, and it creates like you can shoot two portals, like, and you can go between the portals. So like you can choose where the portals go. You'd have to, I don't know if I can explain it that well, but you check out a video of it, it's pretty cool. And it has like there's a story to it, and it's very like sci-fi, and like, but it's such a funny game as well. Also I was playing Portal 2 for a few days, and I really loved that. It reminded me of like I used to game a lot.
Nah, good on you,
Yeah.
dude.
Do you play anything?
I got Call of Duty Mobile. I can tell you now what I've got. Got Sonic Dash. I've got South Park Phone Destroyer, Mario Kart, Mario Run, and just a dirt bike game and a Sudoku occasionally. So yeah, I've noticed a lot of gaming's getting popular on iOS and Android.
Yeah,
like
I
Fortnite
did
at one
notice that.
stage was on iPhone, but I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any games on my phone at the moment, but I've always wanted to get Professor Layton, which is like another puzzle game. If you ever had like a Nintendo DS, it was like very popular on that. But what do you do what's Call of Duty on mobile like? What do you do?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You got the Battle Royale. You got like multiplayer as well.
Nice one.
It's fun.
Yeah, you gotta have some way to disconnect like that. And I find when you play something like that, it's very different. Like it helps me disconnect and relax in a very different way to say something than like TV or like it's still mentally stimulating enough, but it's I don't know. Couldn't explain it.
No, that's it. How do you feel about marketing in 2021?
I think that it's a really weird time. It's probably like a very transitional time. I really feel like Instagram is not going in a good direction, and it's probably headed towards about where Facebook is at the moment.
Instagram's always changing, dude. Like,
yeah,
little things like they've added the highlight reels now. I remember when you used to be able to live stream on Instagram, but then you used to be able to post it on your story for 24 hours. Now
I was just thinking that recently I streamed on Instagram, and I thought the same thing. You can't. I don't know I'm not an expert, but if you ask me, I would say they're getting too greedy and trying to do too many things. And I think that for the time being, they're not losing a lot of traffic and users on the app. But I would say that if they don't change something, this year is the year that people will start to just find alternatives or just not use it as much.
Well,
Like
isn't
TikTok's very big, but
TikTok owned by Instagram?
no. So TikTok was originally owned by.
Because I don't use TikTok. I use Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't have time for TikTok
Yeah, no.
or
TikTok is very
Snapchat.
time consuming. But
I'm just happy with my socials. That's it.
yeah. Honestly, if you, I don't know, this is just my opinion, not advice, but my plan for this year is to just double down on YouTube and TikTok because they kind of serve two very different purposes, but both still have a great organic reach and engagement. So like you could say like, you know, do YouTube and Instagram, but I don't think that the organic reach is there on Instagram anymore. Whereas TikTok still has that, and YouTube has always had that, you know. So like the point of having those two platforms is that they serve different, you know, purposes. Like YouTube is more long form content, and now YouTube has the option to do stuff like polls, post text, do text posts and post images.
The problem
And
with that, if you don't have enough subscribers, then how are people going to engage with those posts?
yeah, definitely.
If you're a small channel.
That's true. I'm sure that even if you're a small channel, your subscribers will still see it in their subscription feed.
Because one day I'm
grow?
looking at hopefully getting the YouTube, you know, that award.
Oh yeah, like is that like 1,000 subscribers and you get like a partnership? Is that it?
Like 100,000. Then you got a million. You got different ones. So that's where I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. If you think about like platforms come and go, but YouTube is what, since like 2008, 2009, it has really just been so like steady and consistent and never gone anywhere. And I don't think it will go anywhere. I think that it will always be there, and you know, it could even come to the forefront, like if they kind of figure out how to take a little bit of what Instagram and TikTok do and put it on their platform. Maybe people just use YouTube.
What's the difference between Vimeo and YouTube?
Oh, that is a great question. I think that Vimeo are a little less strict. So they're a little more lenient on what you can post on their platform, and maybe there's less ads and advertising.
Do you have to subscribe to be able to use that?
Yeah, I think you're right. You have to log in and have an account on Vimeo. Yeah, I reckon. YouTube is very ad heavy now, but if you get YouTube Premium, there's no ads, and I almost think like fair enough, because it's been the service for so long and it's been free for so long. Like, imagine, you know, what happens if if it keeps going for like another 50, 60 years, they still have to store all of those videos and have the infrastructure to be able to deliver that out to people. Like, that's expensive, man. You know, Google makes a lot of money, sure, but has to bring in money as much as it takes it.
Exactly. Well, I'll look up Vimeo now.
Yeah, check it out. Vimeo. I do know that so my singing teacher, he is creating like a web platform, essentially like an online singing course. And I know that he's using Vimeo for his uploads and embedding videos. So essentially, like in his web platform, there'll be like the text and then the video lesson. And he's using Vimeo, and I think that's because it has great options for privacy and embedding and hosting. So like you can easily have a video that's private on Vimeo and can't be seen by anyone unless, you know, it's posted with that certain embedded link wherever you want to put it.
They want you to pay like $24 a month for a basic.
For Vimeo?
Yeah, 1 terabyte storage every year.
So it's not free to upload on Vimeo. Is that right?
Yeah, and then you got Plus, which is 5 gigabytes a week. Screw that. Why are
It's
they charging
interesting.
people to upload videos?
I think it's because they don't have any ads on their platform. I think it's really interesting. Like it does the same thing as YouTube almost, but it serves a totally different purpose and market. You know? Yeah. One day I'll figure it out maybe. But I think YouTube's great, you know, like for most stuff. What's your plans for the day?
Well, after we finish, I'm gonna hit the gym. And then I've got to do my scheduling for social media posts. I'm prospecting some celebrities to hopefully they can come on the show.
I love it, man. Just ask always, right? Like, why not try? Who are you looking at? Who are your big idols?
Chris Jericho, Eminem, Jennifer Lopez, Hans Zimmer.
Why not?
Randy Orton.
The wrestler?
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson. Kevin Hart, Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz, James Hetfield.
I think it's great, man. Why not try? And you know, like even someone like Hans Zimmer, maybe you can't get Hans Zimmer, but I'm sure that Hans Zimmer employs a lot of people that work for him and compose for him. So you know, maybe you can get one of those people that work within the company and would be happy to talk about the process or something like that.
Yeah, so that's where I see the Stephen Shiels radio show going.
Nice one.
Keep
at it, man.
You know, John Cena. I'd like to have John Cena.
I love it.
You know, Bret Hart, the wrestler.
Are you pretty into wrestling?
Yeah, I love wrestling. I don't watch the WWE anymore because it went PG. If I was going to watch wrestling, it's All Elite Wrestling because that's wrestling.
Gotcha.
It's not a kid's show. It just when Eddie Guerrero died and Chris Benoit died, like wrestling was actual wrestling back in 2005. John Cena, that's when he started going in his prime. He made a rap.
I remember that.
Yeah, because Chris Jericho is in a band called Fozzy as well.
Wow. They do it all, these guys, huh?
Yeah. But WWE is just not the same anymore. It's just...
I remember watching a bit of it when I was young, and I could swear there used to be like a lot of blood and like maybe a bit of swearing and like, is that what you mean? Like, is it none of that now?
Nah, and then you had the Attitude Era with Steve Austin and The Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle. That's what made it entertaining, T.
Bring back R-rated wrestling, huh?
Well, All Elite.
Is it R-rated or MA? I don't know.
MA, I mean, AEW, they've gone back to trying to bring back the Attitude Era. But so many wrestlers have quit WWE because it's a PG show. It just sucks, dude. They decided to bring Ronda Rousey, the WWE, but she didn't go that far. And Cain Velasquez from UFC, he didn't do too good.
I haven't seen it in so long, any wrestling, but John Cena and his legacy, and they will forever be free in my mind.
Dave Bautista's gone into Hollywood. Randy Orton, he was in The Condemned too. Steve Austin was in The Condemned. That was some good stuff.
You know, Dave Bautista was great in all the movies that he's done. I didn't even notice it. sometimes. Like he was in Blade Runner 20. What was it called? Blade Runner 2049 or something. I don't know. He was one of the main characters. I didn't even really notice, like, because he's just that good at acting. You know, how do they get so good at acting those wrestlers? I don't know. But
And the Big Show was in a movie called Vendetta that I saw last night on Amazon Prime. And Kane, he was in a movie called See No Evil.
I haven't seen it. Dave Bautista is also in the Marvel movies. He's I can't think of the character's name, but he's pretty much Dave Bautista. He's a big, strong guy, and he's a little bit he's so good. It's interesting.
Like the old WWE games, you remember the SmackDown vs. Raw games? They were the best, but I feel that since they moved to 2K, it's just the same shit. It's just boring.
Yeah,
you watch a preview, you kind of know the story because it's so scripted now. Like it's just dull. Whereas back in the ECW days, they just go full ball in the ring. And that's what made it engaging and entertaining, dude. It's just shit now.
Too PG.
Yeah. It's a
Who knows,
show.
man?
You know,
maybe yeah.
You know, they come
maybe
out.
It'll come back.
Yeah, they came out with a game it's who are they targeting? Kids.
Yeah, you gotta make that money, I guess.
You know.
Yeah. I do remember I remember playing like the PS1 or PS2 WWE, and it was just so ridiculous, you know, like what's that called, like Money in the Bank or something? Or no, the cage match or something like that.
Yeah,
and you like
Elimination Chamber and the steel cage match.
Yeah, it just crazy. Like, and you like dragging people to the top of the cage and like throw them off it, and then like get a chair and like do like I don't even know what you call it, but I just thought that was the best thing when I was like 7 years old. I was like, wow, this is what wrestling is. This is what real life is like.
Well, there was a time where the Undertaker threw Mankind off the Hell in the Cell. I'm serious.
I'm gonna YouTube that right now.
I don't, because if you do, YouTube are gonna take this down.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I remember the video game being like. Just like super.
Just watch that in your own time, because they'll pull this episode down because of copyright, and I don't want that.
Oh, gotcha. So like, don't play it on the stream is what you mean? Yeah. Gotcha. I'm just quickly. I've got it in the background right now. Is this the actual? Is this the actual commentators? It sounds like they remind me of the guys from South Park. The voices. Also, do you want me to send you the video I'm watching? I'm sure you know the clip, what happens in it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of South Park, they have a principal named PC Principal.
I've seen that. I saw that.
It's all like PC, and he has like PC babies as well.
Did you watch the latest season of South Park?
No, I heard they did a pandemic special.
They did. It's such a funny show. Like, it's a terrible show, but I sometimes enjoy watching it. And
there's this one where Randy Marsh, he's growing his weed farm, and he's going on about integrity. Everything's about integrity.
I love it. I think it's very like poignant social commentary, and the way that they tackle social issues is very clever. Very crude.
They take the piss out of all the panic buying and the face masks as well.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I love it.
God.
And so the PC Principal So there's the principal of the school is a PC principal, and then they get a teacher, and it's called Strong Woman or something, and it's kind of like this opposing two like unstoppable forces opposing each other. It's like the PC principal and like the strong woman, and it's like neither of them can like say anything, and they're like, I don't know, you have to watch it. Yeah, I think they do that very cleverly. Have you seen it all? The creators of South Park have just launched this YouTube series called Sassy Justice.
No, what is it?
I'm going to send you a YouTube clip right now. So they basically have brought in a team of people to work on deepfakes. Do you know what that is? Deepfake?
No.
It's like the face swap technology. Yeah, face swap and like voice swap technology. So they essentially like they brought in a team of experts to make these videos where they've got like Donald Trump saying all this like ridiculous stuff.
Well, Donald Trump was Mr. Garrison.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Mr. Garrison did the best form of Donald Trump. That was funny.
Check out that. So
oh yeah, I can see it in the chat here.
Yeah. So this is like world-class technology. Like they brought in the best people in the world to make these videos that are just like comedy skits where they have, you know, like Donald Trump saying all this stuff that like he never said, but it looks real. Like it's scarily real, you know. Anyway, just thought the South Park creators are pretty interesting guys. You watching the video?
Huh?
Are you watching the video at the moment?
No, not at the moment.
Watch it after. Tell me what you think.
Can you watch the video and talk on Zoom at the same time?
I reckon, as long as you have your computer speakers muted.
Yeah.
You're through headphones, yeah?
Yeah. Nah, I'll watch it after, dude. Because I can't.
Yeah, tell me what you think. Nah, that's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
T, it was a great show with you today.
It was great to be here and great to talk to you, man. I really always love chatting.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Where can people find you on your social media?
Check out who is T.Lopea on Instagram, or yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you for listening to today's episode with T.Lopea. Thank you to the sponsors Grammarly Premium, vidIQ, and Amazon Music Unlimited. Also, too, you can view this interview on my YouTube channel. All you need to do is click on the link in the podcast description to my YouTube channel to find out more. Subscribe to the podcast. Also, leave any reviews you have. Turn on those notifications. Leave a rating. Share the podcast around. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my latest single called Apocalypse on Spotify. Also, too, if you'd like to send a donation, you can go to my GoFundMe page. This helps with equipment and maintaining the podcast as well. And thank you for listening to today's episode. See you later.
Hike the trail? Check. Order takeout? Check. Schedule heart checkup? Done. We've all adapted to a new way of living. Keep your healthcare on schedule with Johns Hopkins Medicine, where your health and safety are our highest priorities. We're ready to care for you through virtual and in-person visits across Maryland and the greater Washington region. Your health, our experts, safely caring for you. Schedule your care now. Learn more at hopkinsmedicine.org/safe.
The sweet aromas of the apple fritter, cinnamon roll, and blueberry muffin are hard to resist. So making it the rest of the way home without reaching in your McDonald's bag is no easy task. But nothing worth doing is easy.
Wake up and pair any one of these sweet, fluffy, frittery bakery treats with a McCafe iced coffee. Get any size and any flavor for just 99 cents until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.